The Jamaica Constabulary Force has launched a manhunt for a former member of the Jamaica Defense Force who is accused of assaulting his girlfriend's daughter for the past 4 years and had started when she was only 12 years old. It's understood the mother was interviewed at the police Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offences and Child Abuse, Sissoko, on Tuesday after the matter was reported by the child, who is now 16 years old. According to sources, the ex-soldier started assaulting the child while he slept at her mother's house in Red Hills area, St. Andrew. Sources said the victim's older sister was often on the bed while the ex-soldier assaulted her, but that sibling was sworn to secrecy. The older sister would beat the younger one whenever she complained about being assaulted, as the ex-soldier was providing financial support for the family, said one source. The mother also claimed that she did not want to report the matter as she did not want him to lose his job, added another source. The case could be made public today, Wednesday, as the police could seek help to find this ex-soldier. Investigators are considering laying charges against the mother and the older daughter, as they were well aware that the 12-year-old was being assaulted. The JDF has said it cannot help to find him, as he is no longer a member of the army, so it is up to us to find him, said one source. Efforts to get an official comment from the JCF were unsuccessful on Tuesday. Senior Superintendent of Police Maldra Jones-Williams, the head of Sissoko, declined to comment, while Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitzbailey, who is overseas, said he was not aware of the case. In July, Sissoko renewed its call for parents and guardians to be careful when choosing caregivers for their children. Sissoko, in a release, said, with many children at home because of the summer holidays, local authorities usually witness a surge in incidents of abuse because children are left under the care of neighbors or family members and are often fall prey to these custodians. The release reported Jones-Williams as saying the advent of technology further compounds the worrying trend, with unsupervised screen time exposing children to online predators as well. She said in light of these concerns, law enforcers were encouraging parents to be alert and also careful when choosing caregivers for their children. Jones-Williams also called for open dialogue between parents and their children about the repercussions of indiscriminate assault encounters, such as unexpected babies, assaulted transmitted infections, and the emotional trauma associated with these experiences. What I can never understand is, with all that is happening to our children, mothers especially still trusting anyone around their children. These things been going on for decades, and so many adults now have come forward about abuse that they have had to endure, which should encourage mothers to be more careful and even more cautious. And you mothers who sacrifice these children for financial gains, you will pay dearly later in life at the hands of these same children that will never respect you. And all when you run going to church, because plenty of you love run go into church and say, look, me holy now, that's still not going to save you, because evil already eat out your inside. And you forget one thing: children grow up and they will not forget what you put them through, or that you knew about what was going on but did nothing. The police have charged a businessman following the late night taking out of a man who visited his baby mother after they had retired to bed. The businessman, 45-year-old Robert Russell, is from Oliver Park, Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth, and the incident occurred in Burnt Ground District, also in the parish. The police on Wednesday said that following a comprehensive investigation, the businessman was charged for the takeaway in the death of 35-year-old Orlando Blake. The incident occurred on October the 1st. Reports are that on September 30th, about 10:20 p.m., Russell visited a woman with whom he shares a child, and they retired to bed. Sometime after, Blake reportedly went to the house to visit his woman. Blake entered the house and was taken out by Russell, who was armed with his licensed fire stick. The police were summoned and he was taken to hospital where he was pronounced. Russell was immediately taken into custody and his firearm seized. He was yesterday, the police said, taken to court for a date to be finalized. In the meantime, head of the St. Elizabeth Police Division, Acting Superintendent Coleridge Minter, reminded residents that there's a rule of law and to allow the justice system to take its course. He raised this issue, noted that following the takeaway of the gentleman, the car belonging to the key witness, that is the girlfriend, was burnt, and there also has been reports of threats circulating, as the woman is now in fear for her life. Guys, you remember this story, man, where the guy that work at JPS, he live with him woman and he gone to work, but it was her daughter's birthday and the baby father come visit her. But true, she knows that her man not come home yet, can work at JPS, him the long hours, so she retired to bed with the ex, who is the baby father of her child. Lo and behold, the man that work at JPS came home early and put him key in the door, open the door and go in, because I dare him live, not expecting to find him woman in bed with her child's father. And whatever transpired there, but it ended up that he was taken out and they rushed him to the hospital, but he was pronounced. Anyway, the people them in the neighborhood decided, say, yo, it now go so, because the guy a good youth and he was good to her, and then they live together, and if she'd want to have any man, she could have go somewhere else with the baby father, who is also married to a police officer as well. So this man just sleeping in bed with him married to a police officer. You understand? So they shouldn't have done it at the house, knowing that she and her man live. She disrespect she and the man, yeah, they understand? So anyway, he passed, and the people them light her vehicle on fire. People in the neighborhood was outraged and angry with her. Light her vehicle on fire, and one of the times she run away and chose a person of interest. The police was trying to find her to get their side, to get information from her. But until now, I've not confirmed if she was found as yet. But she has been threatened, and I doubt she can live back at her house in peace right now, and so on. So that's how that cookie crumble. You see, when you play stupid game, you win stupid prizes. And over in St. Catherine, a funeral home director has been slapped with charges after he allegedly attempted to pervert the course of justice in September, charged with obtaining money by false pretense, attempting to pervert the course of justice, and conspiracy to defraud is 44-year-old David Thomas, otherwise called Bright Light, of Spanish Town, St. Catherine. A big name that in the funeral industry now. The Demantown police are reporting that a woman whose son was in custody allegedly received a telephone call from a man purporting to be a police officer. The man told her that he could get her son released from custody if she paid $200,000. The woman allegedly met with Thomas, where she handed over $160,000. She was later contacted and told that the money was short. The police said they again met, where she handed over the additional $40,000. The woman made a report to the police after her son was not released from custody. While making the report, she allegedly received another telephone call from a man requesting $200,000 for the release of her son, stating that he was not in receipt of the first $200,000. As a result, an operation was organized and Thomas was nabbed. The police said his court date is being organized. Boy, Jamaica never seems to amaze me. Now you have to take bad things make laugh. You see, when you see these things happen, it's one of them cases where, and every time bucket go a well, it come back full. You understand? Because it must have been something that he must have done already, or you understand, and it went well. But look like in this case, it never worked out. So he was trying again to see what can go on. It just never worked for you this time, bossy. If people could be like flies on the wall to see what happened in this prison system, or people are allegedly let out and let in and gone out to where they want to go. You remember there was an officer the other day that basically took a prisoner home where he can get for go enjoy himself and do what he want to do and so on and thing. But upon checks with the cell that he never expected to happen that day, he was found to not be in custody, and that's how that police officer ended up in a problem and was eventually charged for letting this prisoner out. Yeah man, him let out the prisoner, man. Prisoner dey on joyride, go out on road and all of that, while him have case to call. You understand? So a lot of these are not what do call it, one-off situations. These are just situations that regularly happens, and guess what happen? I just time for you just get catch, and I just saw it one of them things.